Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome, T-Wolves, to your 2021 graduation. We are so happy to be here. We would like to thank our administration and our teachers for their patience and persistence, our parents and family for their love and support, and our amazing graduates for your relentless hard work and perseverance in the face of unpredictable circumstances and ever-changing reality of this year. We did it! Despite a global pandemic, hybrid schedule, countless quarantines, and constant change, we did it. We made it here to our graduation day, a day we can celebrate all the things we have accomplished and all the hard work we have put in. We overcame the unique challenges of this year, and as we move on from high school, we will take these experiences and lessons we have learned, and they will propel us into our bright future. This is truly just the beginning. Without further ado, we welcome the class of 2021. We will now have speeches by Elle Livingston, Moana Sanchez, and Rebecca Hockla, and then Ellie Jones will present our most inspirational senior.
When I was a little girl, I dreamed about being a senior in high school. And I know that sounds cliche, but I really did. My favorite movie was High School Musical 3, senior year. I remember I would watch it over and over again on my little purple iPod and imagine what it would be like to dance at my senior prom, to graduate with my best friends by my side, and maybe even get accepted to Juilliard. But as the years went by, I realized that all these cinematic moments that I'd idolized for so long weren't the important parts of high school. That dancing on the roof in the rain with Troy Bolton wouldn't be what I told my kids when they asked me what my favorite part of high school was. But who am I kidding? It definitely would have been. I mean, it's Troy Bolton. Like, he's super hot. I remember when I walked into Timpanogos for the very first time. I was in elementary school at some choir festival, and the commons looked like the biggest room I'd ever seen. The hallways looked like they could hold giants, and the thought of walking into one of those classrooms terrified me to my core. I couldn't fathom the thought that that school would be my home in 4 short years. And honestly, it's true. I've spent way too many hours at that school, whether it was for rehearsal for the musical or out at practice on the tennis courts. I've learned to appreciate the cozy nature of the commons, memorize the absolute maze that is the Timpanogos hallway structure, and learn that walking into those classrooms isn't half as bad as I thought it would be. Unless it's Mr. Saxton's classroom, that man understands the art of intimidation. Our graduation theme this year, the idea that every end also presents new beginnings, hit me harder than I imagined. Thinking about walking and getting my diploma today has terrified me for a while because as soon as I do it, that means my high school years have come to an end, that there is no map for what lies ahead, but honestly, that's also the really amazing part of it. We, the class of 2021, get to now decide what our fate is. How cool is that? And honestly, I couldn't imagine a better school to prepare us for the future. This school has done more for me than I could have ever imagined. It embeds imagination in the core of its students, praises us when we succeed, and picks us up when we fall. Even when the entire world shut down, the spirit of Timpanogos refused to give in. Teachers worked harder than ever before to connect with their students. The yearbook managed to fill pages worth of quality content of events that didn't end up happening, and despite their outcome, the class of 2020 told us to focus on the essence of Timpanogos High School in our senior year, to appreciate what we will have instead of what we might have lost. The experiences I've had at Timpanogos may look nothing like dancing with Troy Bolton or getting accepted into Juilliard, but nothing has ever prepared me more for the future. I still can't believe I got to go to a school that prides itself in its kind, all-inclusive nature, a school with the best fans in the state, a school that's given us more than a movie ever could, shown us the effects of hard work, and given us determination to succeed, in spite of the obstacles that lay before us, in spite of the unknown. It has been an absolute honor to walk through those doors for the past 3 years with all of you, and I can't wait to see where the principles that Timpanogos has embedded inside each one of us takes us next. Thank you.
Hello, T-Wolves. My name is Moana Sanchez. I may not know most of you, and you may not know me, but I'd like to start with everyone to take a deep breath. We did it. We graduated. When we were kids, we had this excitement that we couldn't wait for elementary to end and go into middle school. And we did it again entering high school. But now we're at the end of it. What's next? What's next is beginning a new chapter. High school might have ended, but our lives for our future families is just beginning. Don't walk into this future thinking, finally, the hard part is over, because we just did the easy part. What we do with our lives next is going to be hard. Nothing is easy, because if it's easy, you're not learning. Every struggle, every lesson, all the late nights, the stress, and the tears, all of it has prepared you to continue to push yourself, to look back and say, I had it worse. I can do this. I want you to look back on what you've learned and how you surpassed every hardship with a solution, with a plan, saying, okay, this is my struggle. These are the things I need to get done. What can I do to get them done? Don't wait for life to get easy, to finish things quick and hoping that you did a good job, that it's good enough. Let's be honest, something that is good enough is never good enough. I did that. I didn't go to the games. I probably went to one. I didn't try to branch out, join multiple clubs, and have fun. I chose to stay in one spot, finish quick, and get it over with. And I have so much regret. Someone once told me not to live with regret, but I brushed it off saying, I have more time. It can wait. So here I am telling you, don't live with regret. Live and experience every day with a passion and excitement like we did as kids. Don't wait for life to get easy, because it won't. Remember, class of 2021, no matter what college you go to next, what your new mascot might be, you will always be a T-Wolf. You will form a new pack, your pack, like how THS has formed ours. You will be the new alpha. Show your new pack the lessons and experiences that you learned to show them how they might use that into their futures. And remember, it's always a great day to be T-Wolf. Thank you.
Every day starts with an ending and a beginning. As the sun rises, the night ends, and another day begins. The amount of endings and beginnings in a day alone is innumerable, our lives woven in between the sequences. These sequences and their significance, some small, some big, and some occurring only once in a lifetime. Take our hearts, for example. A heart will start to draw deoxygenated blood through the right ventricle, only to stop, push it through the main pulmonary artery, push it through the lungs, and then into the left ventricle, which then shoves all that newly oxygenated blood out. One heart alone in one day will pump an average of 100,000 times, moving 2,000 gallons of blood. This sequence is so involuntary that we do it subconsciously, meaning that beginnings and endings have literally woven into our DNA. One would think that as humans, with the amount of change that we experience in 1 year, in 1 month, or even in 1 day, that we would be accustomed to change. However, life has never been easy nor predictable. Certain endings will rattle one to the core, and specific beginnings will make one ache for months. These changes are invaluable, as they allow us to grow and develop past what we as individuals even think is possible. As high school comes to its unforgettable, glorious, and final end, it's bittersweet. We've dreamt of this day for as long as we can remember. Marking the date on our calendars, counting down on paper chains, chatting excitedly with friends. We have waited, longing for this moment to come. And now, it's finally here. And yet, the end that's been so long anticipated is still abrupt. We'll look back at these years with mixed emotion because, well, the days and the weeks have dragged on. The years have flown by. It feels as though just a few months ago, we were walking into Timpanogos for the first time as bumbling sophomores. Now we are leaving as educated seniors. We will move on, whether to a higher education, to a new job, to exploring the world. We will move on to the future. Never again having these experiences. Never again attending a high school event. Never again walking the halls of Timpanogos. Never again. This chapter of our lives is over, and with it, new beginnings are being written. Who knows what the future will hold? Isn't that part of the magic? And if 2020 taught us anything, it taught us to always expect the unexpected. And this is just one of them. And while high school's ended, I hope we all continue to seek learning, to seek understanding, and to seek new beginnings and endings. As Patrick Ness stated, everything's always beginning too. I hope we all remember that truth. And while our high school years are over, we have the rest of our lives to look forward to, full of countless endings and beginnings. And with that, congratulations to us, the class of 2021, for an ending that sparks new beginnings.
Every year, the senior class student body at Timpanogos chooses one of their classmates as the most inspirational senior. Nominated by a number of his peers, this year's most inspirational senior is known to many by his enthusiastic spirit and bright personality. Not only does this individual display hard work and dedication in the classroom, but he never ceases to provide his classmates with a good laugh. Additionally, he is a well-known advocate for modeling the importance
So my first thought was, what can I say except you're welcome? But yeah, um, you too can become as inspirational as I am. He was scraped up badly, had a bloody nose, and my dad was entirely focused on taking care of him. I knew there'd never be a better time to run for it. Um, so I turned around and headed for home. Unfortunately, I got lost and started crying, and somebody called the police. Stand up for yourself. When I was 5, a kid at the park across the street called me Marty Farty. So I went home and got a big kitchen knife. Somebody called the police. Oh my gosh. Get interested. If you like something, go all out. Cheer when you win. When you lose, say frickin' pancakes. And try again. Work on your goals. Take challenges with someone else, and together you'll do better. It's all about the expectations. When you're with others working on goals, then it's much easier to focus. It's all too easy to say, I'll work on my goal when I'm done with this TV episode, or after I hang out. But if others are working with you, it's 1,000 times harder to not work on it. Let me tell you how I got this beautiful self-confidence you see here. When I was a kid, I saw others saying to themselves, no, I'm not that great, or just freaking out about what others thought about them. And I thought, no, I'm going to treat myself like the greatest thing there is. Thanks, everybody. Oh, my. Where was I? Know that you all have things you can brag about to yourself. Self-confidence is a little like gratitude. If you focus on the things that are good about yourself, then you'll think better of yourself. As you focus on the bad stuff, you'll think worse of yourself. The best thing for you to think about when talking is not trying to look bad, not trying to look bad, but rather, how can I make this experience a better time for me and those around me? In conclusion, challenge yourself, get interested, expect greatness, and ultimately believe in yourself, because you're all way greater than you think you are. You're all 18 now. Do something with your life that won't get the police involved. Go T-Wolves! Yeah! Okay. Oh my gosh. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. You can all throw your roses now. Okay, bye.
We
It is my privilege and pleasure to present the gift from the graduating class of 2021. We are pleased to announce that we will be updating the parking lot marquee to 21st century standards. The current marquee was installed in 1996, so we look forward to fully replacing it with a new, shiny, colored marquee. Thank you, class of 2021.
We would like to honor the 28 years served by Deanne Brewster and the 22 years served by Steve Brown in the Alpine School District. They have made a positive impact on countless students throughout their career and most recently, student. Thank you for all you have done. We will now invite Ms. Greer to read their biography.
Stephen was born in Boise, Idaho. He lived in Moses Lake, Washington, and grew up in northern British Columbia, Canada. He graduated from high school in the small town of Fort St. John, BC. After graduating from Ricks College in 1982, he worked for UPS as a mechanic in Idaho Falls, Idaho. While there, he met his sweetheart, Tanya Sorensen, and they were married in 1985. In 1988, he was transferred to Salt Lake City as a manager. They made their home in Sandy, Utah, where 6 of their 7 children were born. In 1995, Stephen left UPS and wanted very much to move back to Canada. That did not work out, so he decided to go back to school, this time at Salt Lake Community College. In 1997, he was accepted at BYU and graduated class of 1999. With a BS degree in technology teacher education. He was hired by Alpine School District to teach electronics in the 1999-2000 school year. In 2002, the family moved from Sandy to Payson, where they settled and raised their family. 6 of the 7 children are now married, and they have 11 grandchildren, soon to be 12. Mr. Brown's entire teaching career has been split between Timpanogos and American Fork High School. He was instrumental in getting the robotics program started in the Alpine School District and taught robotics and electronics. Steve will be retiring with 22 years of service in the Alpine School District. Congratulations on a wonderful teaching career and best wishes in your retirement. Deanne was born in Provo, Utah, and grew up in Portland, Oregon. She is the oldest of 6 children, and in high school, she played basketball, sang in the school chamber choir, and learned to play the piano for the choir, which she still enjoys today. Her prized possession is a baby grand piano that belonged to her parents that sits beautifully in her living room. After graduating from high school, Deanne attended Brigham Young University and studied elementary education with an emphasis in special education. After graduating BYU, Deanne served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in the Italy Catania mission, which she loves to this day and was able to revisit the cobblestones paths 3 years ago. The Italian language and culture deeply influenced who Deanne has become throughout her life. Deanne's pride and joy are her children, Bo, Brody, Bonnie, and Braxton, who have provided her with her second greatest pride and joy, her 7 grandchildren. All of her children attended and graduated from Timpanogos High School and continue to be proud T-Wolves. This past winter, her sweet Brody passed away from COVID-19 complications. As teachers at THS, we remember his expressive nature and his love of hugs and teasing. He is missed by the entire THS family. Mrs. Brewster began her teaching career in Pomona, California, as an elementary special education teacher. She then moved to Mesa, Arizona, where she continued teaching special education at Cannoli Middle School. Deanne made yet another move, this time to Utah, to join the THS team in 1997, where she has served for the last 24 years. After retirement, Deanne plans to move to Mesa, Arizona, to be closer to her daughter, Bonnie, and her grandchildren. We hope she spends her time reading good books, playing the piano, and planning her next trip to Italy. Congratulations on a wonderful career, and best wishes in your retirement.
Class of 2021, you've had a final 15 months like no other students in recent history. With the brief time I have today, the most powerful advice I could pen comes from your peers. Some of our seniors were recently asked to respond to the question, what are the most important things you've learned in the last 15 months? One student summed up in her writing, my family faced a very impactful death at the beginning of the school year, which has deeply affected me ever since. It was really hard for me to keep up with school, but with the help from teachers, friends, and family, I was able to do better. Gratitude was a common theme in our students' answers. Taylor wrote, one of the most important things I've learned about this year is to be grateful. When I thought about the things that I am grateful for, no matter how small or unimportant they seem, it seemed to help me feel happier. Kimmy noted, I started to be more grateful, to look for the positive and good things that become more abundant the more you choose to look for them. Jacob learned, complaining gets me nowhere, while focusing on what I have to be grateful for pushes me forward. And Ashley wrote, gratitude is important in pushing through struggles. And we've all had our struggles in the past year. At THS, we've had several heartbreaking deaths of family members of our staff. We also had close calls with some staff members. Overcoming this kind of adversity and finding optimism amid trials was another common theme among these seniors. Amber wrote, if it isn't hard, we are not improving. Claire articulated that just because circumstances are not ideal does not mean great things can't come from it. Sarah succinctly stated, I've found joy in spite of trials. Gabriel waxed philosophical when he wrote, wood becomes smooth through sandpaper, I only become better through trials. Luke summed up optimistically, I learned how to get myself out of a slump. To overcome adversity, many of our seniors pointed to other people as a source of their strength. Sydney realized, I learned not to take human interaction for granted. Ashley wrote, it's important to reach out to others, not only for their benefit, but for your own as well. Mason said, I've learned there is value in gratitude, positivity, and humor. I've learned that there are good people all over. McKay aptly noted, Human connection is crucial. The simple things we do for each other can make enormous impacts. There will always be people that disagree with my opinion, but that discrepancy does not need to stop us from working together and doing great things. Sarah simply stated, people are the most important thing on the planet. And school would not have happened without our teachers. Anna wrote, I've learned how to ignore my embarrassment and ask for help. Teachers are pure beings that must be appreciated more. Nancy summed up, as I struggled particularly hard this year, I learned through the lenience and understanding of my teachers that treating another person with care, regardless of their situation, has a profound impact on their well-being and success. Thank you to all my teachers and classmates. I echo Nancy's gratitude. Teachers took on a Herculean task this year and met it with courage and grace. A school is only as good as its teachers. Thank you to our teachers and staff that create the conditions for students to thrive. As I read through these responses for our seniors, I found it interesting that when asked, what did you learn the last 15 months? Not one of them wrote about DNA sequencing or the Pythagorean theorem. Not one of them mentioned their CTE pathway or the facts from the Revolutionary War. I'm confident these students have learned a lot about all of these things, but what they chose to write about when asked was most important, centered on skills and dispositions. And that is exactly what we hope for all of our students. Science or math, cross-country or marching band, each of these subjects or extracurricular activities should simply serve as a vehicle to deliberately develop skills and dispositions in our students. I challenge parents to ask these students what the 6 C's are at your graduation lunch or dinner. If they can't tell you, then bring them back for a super senior year, because we obviously haven't finished our work with them. The skills of creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication, combined with the dispositions of character and citizenship, will be much more important in the long run than the curricular content they learned. Sure, biology is important in and of itself for the small percentage of our students that will go into the medical field. Math is crucial if you become an engineer, but our goal is to deliberately develop these skills and dispositions in all students, using that content knowledge as the vehicle to take them to that deeper learning destination. And actually, when we make skills and dispositions our goal, students will actually learn content better than ever before. But most importantly, developing these skills and dispositions is what will make students better parents, spouses, employees, and neighbors. And today I want to emphasize to the class of 2021 that unlike a unit test in history or the last inning of your softball or baseball career, you will need to continue developing and nurturing these skills and dispositions for the rest of your life. Just like your physical health, you're never really done developing skills and dispositions. So as you walk out of Rio Tinto today, I hope you can feel confident in the knowledge, skills, and dispositions that you've developed, but I hope you also realize that this is a lifetime pursuit. We are fortunate today to have Sarah Hacken, our Alpine School District board member. Mrs. Hacken, as the principal of Timpanogos High School, I present to you the class of 2021.
I'm delighted to be with you here today to celebrate the accomplishments of the 438 seniors in this class. Now, this is a happy occasion, and your parents, your teachers, your principals have all helped you to get to this point. But I would like to ask a few questions to see for myself if you are prepared to graduate. All right, so please stand up if what I say applies to you, and sit down when I say thank you. And if I forget, sit down anyway. I'd like to invite the cameraman to focus on the kids, not on me. Okay, here we go. All right, please stand up if you are wearing silver cords today. All right. There are 73 kids who have a GPA between 3.8 and 3.94. Okay, thank you. Now stand up if you are wearing gold cords today. All right, these guys have a GPA of 3.95 or above, and 42 of you have a perfect 4.0. Congratulations. Okay, sit down. Thank you. All right, stand up if you took one or more AP exams this year. Woo! Timpanogos High School has the highest percentage of students taking the AP exam of any high school in the district. 405 students took 680 AP exams. Thank you. Now stand up if you took the ACT test. That's pretty much almost everybody, right? Okay. Now, all of you sit down unless you scored 30 or above. Whoa. Okay, congratulations. That's amazing. Thank you. Good enough. Now, stand up if you took one or more concurrent enrollment classes this year. Timpanogos High School also has the highest percentage of students taking concurrent enrollment classes of any high school in the district. Yeah. That's amazing considering they also have the highest percentage of AP. These guys rocked it. Okay, thank you. All right, now stand up if you're wearing a white cord. Yeah, all right. This year, there were 44 students wearing white cords. That means they completed one or more CTE pathways at Timpanogos High School. Yeah. Thank you. These kids are impressive no matter how you look at it. These students brought home a total of $3,791,988 scholarship dollars this year. Congratulations. Now, we all know this has been an unusual year for extracurricular activities, but despite the COVID pandemic, every sports season was completed. So, stand up if you are on the regional championship and state runner-up boys cross country team. Boys cross country. Okay, thank you. Stand up if you are on the girls cross country team. Thank you. Stand up if you're on the girls swim state academic championship team. Now, to receive the academic championship award, the team has to have the highest combined GPA. Thank you, you're amazing. All right, how about the girls state track championship team? Okay, thank you. Now we're missing one team, and that is the baseball team, and they are playing in the state tourney today at 11 o'clock. So let's give them a round of applause anyway. And We're pulling for them. Now, there have been some other championship events outside of sports. Stand up if you are on the regional debate championship team. Where's our debaters? Maybe they're all on the baseball team. Stand up if you were a New Century Scholar who will graduate with an associate's degree, a National Merit Scholar, or a state finalist Sterling Scholar. Okay, here we are. Thank you. Now, there's a group of students I'd like to acknowledge today. That is, students who would have loved to participate in extracurricular activities but could not because they had to work part-time during the school year. These students not only did their homework for school, they worked at locations all over Orem when the school day was over. Stand up if you worked part-time job while you were a student at Timpanogos High School. Aren't they remarkable? Okay, thank you. Students at Timpanogos High School have many opportunities to extend their learning with participation in after-school clubs and organizations. This year, the culinary class donated all proceeds of their gingerbread house sale to the Sub for Santa Drive. Stand up if you were in that class. There you are. Okay. Thank you. Stand up if you participated in one of the CTE competitions this year for HOSA, FFA, FBLA, FCCLA, or DECA. Any of you? Okay, thank you. Now, I would like all of the Timpanogos High School faculty to stand up. These teachers have made enormous sacrifices this year. Without them, our students would not have had the many opportunities they've enjoyed this year. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. The Utah State Service Chapter of the Year Award from Educators Rising went to Sandy Hopkins. Stand up if you were in one of her classes this year. Thank you. Anna Davis won the Art Teacher of the Year Award for the state of Utah. Stand up if you took one of her classes. All right. Many of our students just love the arts. Stand up if you were in a musical or a play this year, whether you were staff, props, costumes, anything to do with the play or musical. Okay, thank you. Stand up if you participated in a choral choir event this year. Okay. Thank you. Stand up if you performed with a band, orchestra, or marching band this year. Give us a wave if you were in the advanced orchestra that received superior ratings and qualified to go to state. Advanced orchestra people, anybody? Yes, okay. Thank you. Stand up if you took a foreign language at Timpanogos High School. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is really impressive. Thank you. Except there is another group. There's a group of kids who are truly bilingual, and they speak another language at home in addition to English. These students learn not only the vocabularies of math, science, art, or history, but they learn the complex and confusing language of English. Stand up if you're bilingual. Thank you. Aren't they so great? All right. Many of the class of 21 reached out beyond the halls of Timpanogos High School and donated hundreds of community service hours in one of the Timpanogos High clubs or student organizations this year, such as Latinos in Action, National Honor Society, Student Council, Math, PAC, Art, CT. Stand up if you have donated service hours in the community this year. Thank you. Well, I think you will agree with me that this is a very impressive group of students. Dr. Jensen, on behalf of the Alpine School District Board of Education, I accept the Timpanogos High School class of 2021. Congratulations. Now, let's give you a diploma.
Graduates, please join me in standing. As we move our tassels from the right side to the left side, signifying our graduation, I present to you the graduating class of Timpanogos High School.
Sure, I'll start. Actually, let me. Melina Lily Smith. Ashley Rasband. Jaden Isaiah Perry. Nathan C. Walker. Timothy Garrett Johnson. Daria Yezaveta Harding. Jasmine Lizette Ruales. Mason Ella Garrett. Brielle Coles. Catherine River Bahi. Luis Valentinez Sarabia. Eduardo Orisco. Rebecca Marie Story. Katie Lynn Bauer. Lillian Olivia Haggy.
Brittany Kendra Yount. Ezra Michael Pease. Jacob Michael Hinsey. Jared Stephen Gibbons. Nathan Mansfield. John Alden Peterson. Timothy Grant Hardy. Christian Riley Todd. Sarah Ann Buse. Aspen Breeze Stone. Lasana Isabel Alonso. Maximus Orlando Alonso. Fernando Portillo. David Richard Griffin. Cora Marie Gadd. John Richard Williams. Nora Lynette Milner. Jordan Patton. Mea Kalia Jane Fisher.
Ethan A. Shaw. Shai Leon Blanco. Sydney Rochelle Allred. Ethan Robert Avery. Madison Villa. Elizabeth Marie Allen. Juliana Abigail Cheney. Ethan Quinn Pratt. Jackson David Larson. Joey Hadfield. Marshall Ammon Youngquist. Caden Grant. Caleb Mitchell. Kupona Samasone Kawe. Adriana K. Johnson.
Joseph Cheney. Kiri Ann Foreman. Ronan Michael Walker. Matthew Washington Bird. Austin Dennis Ridden. Aaron Swen Olson. Quincy Kerr Potter. Colin M. Travis. Kaylee Marie Dennis. Samuel Ryan Queller. Matthew Thomas Craig. Parker Jackson Gardner. Jackson Gowans. Jonas Hideki Maitana. Daxon Lee Parchman. Jacob V. Arias. Shane Conrad Eisenberg. Hunter Carnes. Madison Marie Billingsley. Celeste Flores. Tiffany Katina Watson. Paul Davis Carroll. Alexis Sky Taylor. Zola Marie Kaiser.
Nancy Lee Sorensen. Zachary Lubke. Barrett O'Farr. Tori Guyman. Brinley Elizabeth Larson. Daniel Robert Smith. Warner Vale Bales. Jacqueline Anita Guernsey. Kimberly Ann Puckett. Kai Jacob Hussey. Burke Joseph Abels. Olivia Kayla Noelani Aitawa. Grace Elizabeth Floyd. Jacob Lynn Jurgens. Mackenzie Christina Mainwood. Aaron Kaipolani Thomas. Connor Cook Hardy. Tragan Joseph Brown. Dylan Claire Kirk. Chandler Atkinson.
Isaac Baca. David Eldon Brandt. Devin Ethan Powell. Angela Fernanda Salas Renaga. Theodore Logan Davey. Madeline Sue Johnson. Caitlin Ann Fitzgerald. Lillian Marie Knight. Elise Catherine Garner. Gabriel William Wright. Sage E. Snow. Jocelyn Michelle Giuliani. McKay Quinn Snell. McKay Joseph Christensen. This Watabi Hansen. Ryan Robert Patterson. Luke Fielding Adelot. Kyler J. Bramall. Bronson Dameron. Luke B. Douglas. Jacob T. Graham. Yahir Jesus Narciso Lopez. Isaac Martin Berlin.
Mitchell John Aaron. Kelsey Marie Lopez. Jessica Jane Roundy. Amy Ruth Ann Schunman. Lucy N. Scribner. JC May Lee. Tagely May Parkinson. Laura Macy Vance. Haley Elise Johnson. Jimenez Payuno. Ian Cesar Rodriguez. Jocelyn Sanchez. Rachel Torres. Deanna Monique Amezcua. Chaselle Ivelisse Velez. Leah May Spencer. Caitlin Marie Carrillo. Sydney Trinidad Melgar Linares. Diane Trinidad Melgar Linares.
Rickay Janae Powell. Azur Linnea Smith. Brenna Elizabeth Fluckiger. Braden Gregory Lee R. Beaumont. Cameron John Stark. Lacey Elizabeth Unry. Hallie Joyce Lunsford. Valeria Babayan. Giovanna Dominguez Verovi. Yasmin Gonsalves de Meo Isuza. Sarah Marie Baker. Julia M. Baker. Enzo Victor da Silva Alves. Joa de Andrade Santos. David da Silva Gomez. Ho Fa Ko. Robert Blaine French. James Zundell Rackham.
Kesley Nicole Strong. Madison Ann Weeks. Abigail Ann Benson. Emma Lynn Ricks. Ashley Cheyoung Min. Ashley Jones. Megan Jones. Megan Shelley Hawks. Sage Jordan Tully. Emily Lynn Rowley. Nathan William Berger. Isabel Margarita Grubb Perez. Kislev Sosa Mosqueda. Tori Elizabeth Anderson. Gabriela Kaohaneho Omaiki Iolkaye Poitai. Luis Ezequiel del Velacruz. Jean Monasterio. Luis Enrique Roberto Molina. Leonardo Gabriel Gomez. Ariana Faye Larson. Annabelle Marie Barahona. Isabel Berlin Stoker. Nicholas Nieto Diaz. Mimi Abram. Haley K. Fossen.
Ellery Elaine Orton. Andrea Nicole Diaz Dond. Elaine Mendoza Velasco. Pedro Santiago Estrada Moreno. Jocelyn Cali Venezuela. Leslie Guadalupe Cruz Villalpando. Jacqueline G. Vasquez Renteria. Melanie Ponce. Brandon Orozco. Dorian Malachi Meekum. Jameson Michael Mato. Jonathan Joseph Allred. Ella Herta Thomas. Katie Grace Smith. Esther Lindsay Gunderson. Hannah Rose Jackman. Ashley Annalise Edwards. Aline Michelle Misbach. Lydia Mooney. Emily Jane Vidovi Maldonado. Abraham Richie Murray. Brianna Briseno. Quincy Ashlyn Erickson. Ella Nicole McIntyre. Briley Lynn Anderson.
Spencer King Wilkes. Palmer Ashton Eady. Andrew David Wilkes. Skylar McKenna Jones. Katie Ann Davidson. Heidi Ann Nielsen. Mabry Montague. Paige Bell Wagstaff. Nalani M. Kennerly. Ellie Elizabeth Paulson. Cambria D. Howell. Terrence James Bracco. Yeltsin Diego Delgado. Ethan Joshua Miles. Luke Michael Severe. Ty Jason McKivey. Rachel Jaycott. Hannah Smith. Ava Jane Larson. Brooklyn Addison Reed.
Leanna Britt Barrick. Brandon Foley. Isabella Ann Miranda. Lashani Alyssa Holloway. Ariana Mercedes Casey Barracks. Abigail Ann Morris. Kate Elizabeth Paulson. Lily Shean Huber. Stacy Gutierrez Sanchez. Ailani Santapau. Abigail Poche. Jennifer Azevedo Leandro. Jessica Azevedo Leandro. Catherine Lavine Crabtree. Check Long Hugo Lee. Bo Hiram Farnworth. Trinity J. Carter. Colin Mitchell. Ashley Ruiz.
Miguel Morales. Sarah Josephine Connect. Malachi Brian Wilcox. Chelsea Marie Christensen. Ricardo Jr. Amador Renteria. Emeline Contreras Nava. Cassandra Castro. Isaac Glenn. Richard Niall McAllister. Dallin Scott Rice. Luke Charles Maddox. Brighton Jacob Tanner. Adam Elijah McKinley. Kenny Hin Lam. Samuel Joseph Harolds. Christian Aaron Dunn. William Kohler Clough. Kevin William Jensen. Spencer James Dunn. Elias Ham Cesares. Caden Wrights. Kaylin Lydiard. Elizabeth Hope Pratt. Haley Nicole Knipe.
Marissa K. Davies. Kaisa Marin Webb. Morgan Miranda Hansen. Donna Michelle Palomo. Mark Niels Christensen. Tucker L. Harris. Mark Allen Romney. Kendall Claire Maynard. Addison Lindstrom. Catherine Isabel Myers. Alexa Joy McGill. Natalia Norma Webb. Brenna Nicole Hansen. Isabella Ruth Boynata. Ashley Victoria Storer. Lydia Emily Altamiranda. Bryn Ireland Maxwell.
Kaylee Rye Griffiths. Derek Brent Fox. Blake Wexley Fox. AJ McCrae Bentley. Drew Zamora. Brianne Kathleen Shinell. Kylie Dawn Johnson. Paige Shani Adams. Elizabeth Charlotte Height. Paige Danielle Light. Alden Fernando Castro. Danielle Roberto Castro. Miriam Rose Belliston. Jacob William Hunsaker. Sydney Simones. Emma K. McKinnon. Zachariah Zohair Sukar. Ammon Joseph Roy. Scott Richard Anderson. Victoria Elizabeth Skillings. Heidi Elizabeth Beeston. Elia Pearl Phipps. Caitlin Elise Craddock. Lillian Jean Esplin. Echo Renee Peterson. JC Ann Stewart. Jonathan Thomas Loveridge. Rebecca Jane Loveridge.
Ellie Marike Carlton. Viene Noriega Gomez. Janet Martinez. Adam Colson. Antonio Amulek Pereira. Isabel Irina Colwell. Tarek Rhett Butler. Renee Jasmine Marshall Van. Samantha Florence Kelly. Cameron Scott Hood. William Gerard Hatterley. Calvin Henry Bateman. Caleb John Campbell. Trevor Matthew Church. Tyson Toby Ryan. Tyler Ray Marshall. Ethan Daniel Lind. Caden Eric Harvey. Sage Nicole Hardy. Ethan Paul Jensen.
Michelle San Juan. Anna Francine Hale. Valerie Valenzuela. Alexander James Anderson. Chase Lowry Staker. Kaisa Andengard. Shalise Lorraine Kearns. Adam Luke Stegel. Catherine Anna Bruff. Hazel Lily Higgins. Connor James Scobus. Molly Jane Nichols Halcrow. Quentin Robert Hemingway. Jacob Isaac Sanders. Claire Taylor Inouye. Sabina Fernandez Rodriguez. Daphne Bradford. Jocelyn A. Edom. Angel Daniel Guzman.
Gabriel Ernesto Angel. Leonel Osmar Hernandez. Brandon Gonzalez Mendieta. Luis Fernando Narciso Ramirez. Javier Lopez Ramirez. Jose Jesus Castro. Christian Jovani Lara Garcia. Steve Eduardo Acosto Otasagi. Elba Isabel Cueva Rodriguez. Madison Tiffany Chestnut. Esker Eduardo Reyes Riestra. Salvador Sanchez Avendano. Aaron Arturo Robledo Molina. Younger Mendoza. Masese Wase Maiku Okalani Tora U. Gavin George Scott. Allison Elizabeth Brandt. Jackson Roy Holcomb. Nicholas Alexander Shirky. Samuel Grant Knudsen. Weston Wayne Clark. Eve Barbara Gunderson. Nathan Hiram Mace.
Isaac Jens Hogard. William Douglas Elton. Braden Evan Jorgensen. Braden Willis Palmer. Moana Zithadlik Nahid Sanchez Navarro. L. Eileen Livingston. Alexa Marie Jackman. Emmy Lynn Hammond. Jacob Robert Erickson. Elizabeth Jones. Rebecca Mariah Huckala. Myri Lynn Alsup. Sarah Elizabeth Millett. Martin Hamilton Stay.
Somebody lost $1 in cheers. Don't ever say you're not a professional either.
right, you guys, let's take a moment and just appreciate that we did it! That's pretty awesome. Yeah! T-Wolves, this has been quite the year. Our final moments at Timpanogos have been filled with a lot of uncertainty. I mean, we barely even knew if we would get a real senior year at all. Lots of wild things happened, including many quarantines, a hybrid schedule, and being unable to see one another's faces until, well, right about now. I have to say, you guys are all pretty cute. Anyways, I would, however, like to use this moment to express how grateful Class of 2021 is for the things that we did get to have. Lots of sports games, some hilarious virtual assemblies, quite a few fun senior activities, and not one, but two seriously awesome dances. If there's anything this year has taught us, it was resilience and adaptability. Everyone in this arena should be very, very proud of how far they've come. To celebrate our amazing accomplishments, here are the highlights of the year produced by our incredible tech rep, Mark Christensen.